Which one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready now, go, cat, go.
The best way to describe Back in the Building is a musical journey through Elvis's life.
It touches base with all the musical eras of Elvis Presley.
From, the shaky leg of the 50s, the movie era of the 60s, of course the 1968 comeback special, and the huge moments of the jumpsuit era in the 1970s.
Whether you're a fan of the 50s Elvis, the black leather Elvis, or the 70s, you're gonna get it, from this show.
Well, we're gonna shake, rattle and roll, shake, rattle.
We start off very raw and very simple with the 1950s music.
It's in front of a black curtain, there's no video, it just is Elvis coming out, because that's the way it was back then. In the hayride days, it was just very basic, black and white.
And then we let it grow from there, going into his movie career.
Which includes medleys like Girls, Girls, Girls and Girl Happy.
Girl happy, yes I'm girl happy.
We have a brilliant Anne Margaret tribute artist in the show.
There's a lot of history that says Anne and Elvis were very close with one another in filming that movie, and they had a real energy and a passion. I feel like we really portray that on stage too. There's a lot of heat between us, and we get to dance together.
There's something always happening on the stage for people to watch and to look at and to take in.
Tell me what I see, tell me what I see right now. Tell me what I see.
And then it goes back to the rawness of Elvis's 68 comeback special.
It was his way of catapulting back into the music business from the movies that he had made. He only wore that costume once, and that was just for that moment. He never did it again in live performance. The microphone stays in his left hand the whole time. His hand goes up on Warmer Sun. His fingers kind of cocked like that. And he does, these really, really grandiose arm swings. If I can stand, if I can walk.
While I can talk, while I can
That song allows me to really inject a lot of emotion into it. And you can see in the audience as well the reception that that specific song gets.
To me, the 70s, it screamed king with elaborate costumes, all the jewelry, capes. It was like thunderous when he walked out on the stage, He was definitely a living legend.
see rider. Oh, see what you have done.
In the dressing room, we'll tease each other about things, or how we may stumble on a word or something when we're talking.
We talk a lot of Elvis.
We speak like Elvis.
You gotta drop it down and you slow everything down, including your S's.
Kind of even have some of the mannerisms, the hand movements.
Some arm movements here and there, and of course, a little lip curl here and there.
He would usually wipe sweat off his nose with his thumb.
What ring is that finger on? What hand is the microphone in for that specific part of the number?
Even, the way he points at people, he kind of puts his hand a little down this way instead of like this.
It's one of the greatest roles of performance art.
Baby, it's still you I'm dreaming of.
It's a great show for people who never saw Elvis, wish they could have. For those that did see him, it's to bring back a memory.
You're getting a concert experience of what it'd been like to see a full career of Elvis in one night.
It's for all ages. It's a clean show. It's a good show. It's a rock and roll show.
And there's simply no better show or tribute act or complete through line that you're gonna get that you can find with Back in the Building.
Oh,